Hey, Gavin, you should head over to the feature table for free beer. Get your 10 grand's worth.
Elsewhere, Ray Romano has settled into his new table. He's concentrating on the poker, but he's not in the hand. In fact, there is a big hand developing between Justin Phillips and Motoyuki Mabuchi. Mabuchi made a bet after the river onto that scary board. Phillips now fires back with a raise.
Has Justin Phillips bet the shirt off his back?
Action on Mabuchi. He's all in.
All in call, table
Phillips
one.
turns over a royal flush.
Royal flush.
Mabuchi, quad aces.
You gotta be kidding me. Quad aces, your last hand of the main event.
What a way to hit the rail.
There's nothing more ultimate than that.
That is a statistical improbability, my friends.
That's good. What a horrible river card for you.
If you flop a set of aces, river quads, and lose, that's a bad beat.
And Mabuchi does stumble out of the main event.
Take a picture of that one, dude. Oh, that's good. That is just...
If this happened to Phil Hellmuth, the table would no longer be here.
Coming down table, sit down, boom. 4 aces, royal flush. How many times are you going to see that?
The chances of a royal flush and quads happening in the same hand, 1 in 2.7 billion.
I like you.
Yeah, you got to give some love to the dealer.
I get a little credit too, right?
That's it. You wouldn't have came here and I know what happened. You're the man. I love Raymer.
He loves Greg Raymer?
Everybody watch that show.
Greg Raymer has his own TV show?
Wow, you got a famous TV star at your table, beat quad aces with a royal flush.
Main event.
Welcome back to the Rio, proving this is a game for all legal ages. You see the oldest and youngest to ever win the main event and the oldest to ever play in the main event. 96-year-old Jack Urey jumping jacks in a hand right now. After the flop, his grandson Seth Harold by his side.
Love that one.
Jack bets 1,000 on the flop of 6-6-7.
You don't want to just get them all in?
In a hand against Steven Friedlander, who moves all in.
You might as well just get them all in.
Hey, don't push around my man, Jack Urey.
Jack gonna make the call. Yeah, puts himself at risk. Friedlander shows a full house. This might be it for Jack Urey.
You're in trouble.
Show us.
He's in trouble right now.
Show us.
Go ahead and turn around.
Turn over.
Turn over.
Show us.
Pocket better full house.
And Jack Urey will survive this all in unless the last 6 of the deck hits.
That's a 4 on the turn. He's still good. River card's a deuce, and Jack Urey doubles up.
I can't wait until I'm 96 years old, have the best hand, and slow roll some punk half my age.
Well, straddle.
Yeah.
I'll over straddle. I'll over.
Double straddle from Tony.
You're taking away my straddle energy.
I'm not. I'm putting more money in there for
Let's
the
see,
good players.
that's like wasted
You
money
can raise
now.
him. You can raise him comfortably, knowing that he hasn't looked at his cards.
Action folds to Rankowski, who's out. Phil Hellmuth, ace-jack.
A lot of money out there already, and it's unopened.
Real money.
All right, I opened for the pot.
Pots it.
And you looked, right?
Well, I think I looked. Allegedly, I looked.
Tony.
I'm all in.
Pot limit, brah.
Without looking?
Without looking.
Pretty sure he looked.
Well, you can't be all in.
66.
Tony repots it with ace-king.
All right. You slow down. You slow down a bit. You got to save the rest?
Not if he believes you haven't looked.
Hellmuth now facing a raise and an angle shot.
It's hard to believe that you always have a hand against me.
Look, you could see the flop and get rid of it as well. Right? You could play good.
Without looking too?
I'm not looking. I haven't looked. I don't care. I know it's a random hand, and I got a random hand.
Wow, all that talking makes me think he's strong. I was for sure going to call before that.
15 on top, Tony.
He's saying he hasn't looked though.
He most certainly looked. Did no one see him?
He's saying you didn't look? Yeah, you wouldn't lie, Tony, would you?
I wouldn't lie. You can
There you
check
go.
my hand if you want. You can tell him the truth.
You didn't look at either card.
I haven't looked.
You promise?
Ask Joe. I mean, I haven't
I
looked.
can't say anything, but
I'm not going to look.
that's between you and Phil.
Says he hasn't looked. He hasn't looked.
I didn't
Do
see
you believe
it.
him? Yeah. He said he hasn't looked. Only Joe looked.
Did you look at your cards at all? I mean, it's...
Look, the people at home know I haven't looked. Joe's looked at my
if
hand.
you haven't looked, it's kind of an easy decision for me here.
We can run it 10 times as well.
Well, if you haven't looked, I guess I'll just move in.
Right.
Phil ships and Tony calls.
All right, you're close. You're up there.
Oh, you lied.
Of course I lied. It's poker, Phil. What do you think this is?
That's messed up.
So messed up.
Wow.
What do you think? I'm blind? How many times do you want to run
Well,
it?
I asked you if you had looked or not.
You want to run it how many times?
I'll let you choose, Tony.
Three
I
times.
I always lose, so. You kind of deserve to lose the first one.
I do deserve. I hope you win one.
Why would you lie? I mean, no, it's considered totally not uncool, man. I mean, it's not right.
I feel it's just a game.
That's etiquette, though. I mean, you don't
Phil,
say
what
you're
happens
blind
on
when
this
you're
table
blind.
in play is just a game. We tell whatever we want.
So
When do you tell
all the rules
truth?
of poker are just thrown out the window
Well,
for you?
call the floorman. If you think my hand might be dead, then.
That's horrible etiquette to say you didn't look at your hand, and you know, it's bad, really bad etiquette. But
What do you think? I'm a kid, Phil.
we're talking about etiquette.
I'm a poker
you're
player.
the kind of guy that goes to the golf course, and when someone's playing you a big money match, you scream in the middle of their backswing.
You think that's the same thing?
Yes, I
don't
know
think
it's
that's
the same thing.
I don't
Listen,
think so.
if you pulled all the
We're
top
talking
players,
about the
you'd get
strength
crushed.
of our hand, and I'm selling
Let's just
you.
bet
hang on.
100,000 if we pull the top 20 players. We'll ask about your etiquette, or maybe we'll bet a quarter
I can
million.
bet on myself, and I can be
Why don't
very
you just
happy
bet
with
with
my
me?
own.
You know it's bad etiquette.
Phil, this is a
You
poker
know
TV
it's
show.
bad etiquette.
This is a poker TV show.
Well, don't argue with me then.
You
Don't
come
try
in
to
as
make
the best
excuses
player in
and
the world,
lie.
taking me on. You're
No,
coming in my
don't
house.
lie.
And I'm destroying you.
You
in
know it's
every
bad
part
etiquette.
of the game.
You don't say you haven't looked at your cards when you haven't looked at your cards. You don't do that.
Okay, well
it's
then
like
I'm
a
wrong.
rule of poker. It's like it's,
Well,
it's
why'd you call?
horrible etiquette. Because I thought you hadn't looked at your cards.
Come on, Phil.
Well, if you want 25,000 this bad, you can have it.
You have to
How
pay
many times
attention
are we
to the
dealing?
game, Phil. If you're a professional player, you would pay attention to me looking at my hand. Would
Tony,
not
look,
you pay
if this is
attention?
the way you want to win, you can win this
I
way.
haven't done anything illegal. I looked at my hand. Everyone
No,
saw it.
when
that
you
paid
flop
attention.
straights and you say, I have a flush draw.
All right, you're a
ha, ha, ha,
policeman. Could you make a comment?
No.
We're doing it
Okay,
three times.
how many times? 3 times?
3 times. I admit that my
You deserve to
etiquette
lose the
is
first
terrible.
one again.
I do.
So you know, for that.
Karmically, he deserves to lose all 3. What a villain. I drink your milkshake. So they're going to run it 3 times with the winner of each run taking a third of the pot. Flop. King 9 tray. Tony pairs his king. Phil drawing nearly dead.
How happy are you now that it's not running once? If you ran it 11 times, you know you'd win like 4.
Phil taking the high road.
I'm gonna run 11 times.
I drink it up. Turns a jack.
That's bad for me. I need that jack on the next round.
yeah.
That's really bad
Well,
for me.
unless you get one now.
Yeah, unless I
Means
get
you
one
won't
now.
get any more. Win any more.
Terrible card for Phil. One less jack he can hit on the next run.
Give him the jack.
River, ace of diamonds.
That's kind of fair. Let's even out the deck a bit.
All right, so that's 1 down for Tony G.
Daniel Negreanu is our first alternate. He'll take Phil's seat if he busts and decides not to reload. Phil's been felted 4 times on this show, only reloaded once.
You know, Phil, for me, I just want to undersell my hand. I don't know if the way I do it any way I can because it's a heads-up pot. That's me. I'm sorry if that's
You just
me.
admitted it was
I'm
bad
sorry
etiquette.
if I
You want to
bullied
retract?
the pot. I'm sorry if I bullied you. I'm sorry.
It's
I
not.
don't want to bully you. I'm
It's
sorry.
not.
I feel
Tony,
bad.
Look, no problem. Nice hand, man. I mean, you know, you showed your true colors, which is bad for you here.
Here comes flop number 2. 7, 5, 10. No help to Phil.
That's not
You really, I don't think you're the kind of guy that wants to show your true colors all the time.
Well, it's just your true colors can't escape you. You are who you are. Phil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's the way I am.
Turn number 2, ace of clubs. Phil's not even holding a club, so no flush draw can save him. He's looking for one of the 2 remaining jacks. River, another 5, and Tony G takes the second run.
Don't rush. Don't rush. We might keep you in.
This is just agonizing to watch.
I want you to have a winner. I want you to come back. Come back and show your fans that you're a great player.
Captain Hook doesn't really want to kill Peter Pan. Flop number 3. Queen, queen, king, and Phil picks up some outs.
Ooh, now he needs a 10 and backdoor spades.
Well, that's actually better. There's 4 10s. There was only 3 jacks.
Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. Like the 10's out as well.
Even if Phil hits the 10, Tony can still make a full house.
Something. I mean, and then a backdoor flush.
No space gone.
I have a good feeling about this one, but the math is just so strong against. How can I get there?
Now you'll get there.
How can I get there?
You will. You will.
It's just too.
Everyone wants you to get there.
Turn 7, no help to Phil.
Okay, the last 10. 3 10s. You can take insurance too.
Got another needle from Tony. Our final river, Phil's gonna need a 10. It's a jack.
Whoa, you got there!
That's not cool.
No, he didn't.
No. Sorry. I was just joking, Phil. Did you believe me again? Was
No,
that bad
I didn't
etiquette
believe you.
too?
So Tony, so look, you're loaning me 50,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look, I don't accept it.
Okay, no problem.
But good game, man.
All right, I'm sorry, Phil. I really am. I'm sorry. I think you should retire. I think it's over. I think you're not there anymore, Phil.
Good thing we do.
All right, thanks.
I think you should take your coach, get a tandem bike, and get the hell out of here.
This is awful. What Tony's doing is horrific.
I think it's bike time. You know it.
Good game, everybody.
Take your man, and you boys start driving the bike like this. You guys are outclassed. You don't belong in this level, Phil.
Can you believe he lied about his hand?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen that in a high limit game in your life? Tell the truth.
It's extremely strong because it's something you would never do.
Have you ever seen someone lie about their hand when they say they're in the blind? Ever in your life? Tell the truth.
No, I never.
It's horrible etiquette.
All right, back to the action here. Vanessa has raised with an ace-10. Lock is going to call.
Oh, that was beautiful. Did you see that? That was pure.
Well, Lock calls with the 9-7 of spade, and Tony Dunst joining the party. So again, three-way action pre-flop.
And here we go with the flop. It is a jack, 6-5, 2 hearts.
Quite a flop for Tony Dunst. Opening straight draw and a flush draw.
2 checks.
Vanessa checks again.
Turns a 5 of spades, pairs the board.
Phil Lock with no hand. Just a 9 high is going to bet here. He's going to make the call. Just has a big drawing hand.
Vanessa gets out of the way. Down to the river we go.
I don't like my chances.
Oh, don't say it. Oh, you don't get there. Deuce of clubs.
Well, neither player has anything. Whoever bets is going to win this pot. Phil Lock is checking. Well, Tony knows the only way he could win this pot is to bet at it.
I feel like he'll call.
Oh, no.
Wow, he's going to check.
Got 9 high. 9 high.
Then I'm the worst.
9 high is going to win this pot.
Oh, that is embarrassing.
You got me beat or no?
Oh,
I don't think so. Oh, I'm the worst.
9 high. I couldn't imagine what's winning.
Vince, you wonder if Tony Dunst is going to do a raw deal segment about the way he played that hand.
oh boy.
I didn't mean to
Not my best. I just didn't think you would fold. It's Phil.
I didn't think I could win that. I gave up. I was like, well, okay, whatever, you know.
They're all having a good time at the WPT Monster Invitational.
Oh, wow.
Coming back for more on the World Poker Tour.
Ivy and Patrick have obviously played a ton of very big poker against each other over the years. But actually the last few years, I don't think they've played too much.
In a game together?
I'm sure they've played some, but I don't think it's been, you know, the three of us used to play against each other all the time. And the last few years, I don't think Ivy and Patrick have played very often. I haven't played with Patrick very much myself.
This is such like back in the day situation.
Okay, so this could be quite a big pot. You had given a spoiler about some fireworks. I wouldn't be shocked if it was this.
Oh no.
now you're ruining more.
No, because it hasn't been. We're 30 minutes delayed. I'm just teasing.
Okay, so
I'm not
now
ruining.
Patrick flop top set here. He has a lot of options here. I wouldn't be surprised if he checks. I wouldn't be surprised if he bets. And I don't expect Ivy to fold unless Patrick bets huge. Yeah, so Ivy bets only, or Patrick bets only 40,000. Ivy's not going to fold here. I expect him usually to call and hope to hit on the turn, but sometimes he'll raise the flop here. So now this is a little bit of a funny spot for Patrick, actually, because since he has 2 aces, there's not that much he can hope that Ivy has to be able to call him really big. Interesting turn for Patrick to check if he wants, but it also makes sense for him to make another bet some of the time, especially with Patrick's history, that he a lot of times can put a lot of pressure on people.
It's just so fascinating. There's no emotion on his face. It's just like from the beginning until the end, it's always the same face. It's just so crazy.
And this is a little bit of a, you know, a little unusual of a call, but not a big surprise. So the same thing I had said earlier, how Patrick has 2 aces and Phil can only have 1, that still applies. And that's, I think, part of why Patrick's betting so big here. He doesn't expect Phil to often have a hand that's just 1 pair, like an ace-10, king-queen, something like this. He's hoping that Phil has something like 2 pair or a set and is going to feel like he has to call. And Phil just quickly folds it there. Doesn't try to be heroic.
Well, Louis folding the button with the king 2. Jan has kings in the small blind. Now this is interesting. How is he going to play this one? I kind of like limping.
I love a limp. Hope he limps.
Looks like he's going to raise, but I mean, his raises have been getting messed with by Danny R pretty wide as well. So no matter what he does here, he's probably going to get action. Did he min raise? Barely over min raise.
Pretty much, yeah. Danny is definitely calling.
Yeah, there's no way he's folding this in.
It looks a little suspicious.
Very suspicious. Jan did make roughly this size raise. Oh, wow.
Wow. He's induced him in. Or is it just free bet?
Yeah, just a 3-bet.
Okay. Oh, but it was like a committing free bet.
Wow. I don't know. A little bit ambitious from Danny R there. I like just defending with that hand. It's a pretty, I mean, you can flop a lot of different things with that hand.
I think in the price as well. Is Jan raised folding all that often there?
He raised Queen 7 for that size earlier.
Oh, really?
That was like maybe an hour or 2 ago. But yeah, even against queens. Oh my goodness. 3-6, 2 pair on the flop. Wow.
That is not what Jan wanted to see.
That is not at all what he wanted to see. Well, even if Danny R just defends there, that's going to be the flop, and they're probably going to get it in. But Jan can still hit a 4. There it is. Danny R still has 4 outs.
So still
you can watch the emotional roller coaster of tournament poker here on Jan's face.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What a run out that is.
Wow.
That's so sick.
That was incredibly sick. Louis is
that was a made for TV run out. What was that?
Jeez. See rigging the deck over there at the WT. What an incredible run out.
Well, I love his style too. Looking classy at the game.
Well, you love the hat, Vince, even though he's got it on backwards. But if he wins this tournament, you could sell a lot of hats in poker rooms around the country, I'll tell you that.
He's an extrovert, a lot of fun. But on this hand, Chris has raised the pot to 125. Ryan out, and Brian will splash around with the 10-7. Let's see what happens on the first 3 cards. 10-6-4.
Both players a flop top pair. Brian is out-kicked, and his opponent has a flush draw, meaning Brian is in terrible shape here.
He checks. Chris is going to bet 175.
He check raises here. He better duck, because it could be in very, very serious trouble.
Raise.
Well, he is going to check raise. Chris will be going nowhere, folks. Just a matter if he moves in here or if he just calls. Anytime you've got a pair and a flush draw, you're never, ever drawing dead. I don't care what the guy's got. So you're going to play the pot.
He does play it, makes the call, going to the turn. And it pairs again 4.
I'm all in.
All in here by Brian.
Well, that is not a good card for Chris. He's only got 1 card to go. Possibility he could be drawing dead.
Call.
He could be out kicked, but he's made the call with just 2 10s and a jack kicker. Has his opponent hemmed up about as good as you can have him. The only way he can lose this pot is to catch a 7 that's not the 7 of hearts.
Ace, king, or queen? Ace, king, or queen?
They would split the pot if a 10 or a 4 came off, and Brian would love to split it right now because he is up against it.
Well, this could be a great double up for Chris.
There it is a tie. This is going to be a split pot. Both players have made 4s over 10s. What a tough spot for Chris Bolick right there. Unbelievable.
Gotta be kidding.
He had him hemmed up about as good as you can have a guy. But yet Brian squirmed out with the tie. He sits back down, happy as a lark.
It's not a bad place to call home. It is a very nice place. Couple of Cowboys here for Ian.
Could get sneaky with a limp. He's gonna go with the normal raise. Joe is going to at least call.
And Joe makes the call. Heads up to the flop. Flop is ace, 7-5, 2 hearts.
Ace, 7-5, couple of hearts out there. That's not going to affect either player. Ian's hand far and away the best still. Let's see how he plays.
Ian bets 150,000. Joe calls.
Spicy float from from Joe. And the ace 5-7 with the queen 10. Just not relenting.
Jack of clubs there, turn. Yeah.
Sorry, not relenting because he knows that Ian's going to bet that flop 100% of the time that he raises pre-flop or near it. And that is a good card to bluff with. Got a little bit more equity with the gut shot after the jack comes.
Joe bets 370,000.
You just hate to lay down kings.
Yeah, he's not going to be folding kings on this flop.
Why not?
On this.
Why not? Because of the ace.
Well, it's blind versus blind, and you're up against a guy who's creative and tough. The only reason to fold right now is because you know a big bet is coming on the river, and you're not going to call that too. So if you are going to call the river, or if you don't know a big bet is coming, then you have to be calling here because Joe can call wider. Oh no!
Oh, devastating card for Ian.
That is unbelievable.
He makes his set on the river, and that gives Joe Broadway just crushing. So if Ian had any doubt in the back of his mind what you guys were talking about with being worried about that ace, no longer. Instead, it runs out perfectly for Joe. It sets a huge trap for Ian.
And Ian goes with a big lead, I think.
Ian bets out 800,000.
And Joe is going to shove, and
Sure
he is going to call.
This is a game changer. 800,000 is the bet. 2.2 million already in the center. And yeah, like you said, Tyler, I don't see there being any way all the chips don't get in here.
The look back.
Poor Ian, this is not fair.
That is the worst card in the deck for him.
Joe goes all in.
Yes, wow. Yeah, wow indeed.
Two biggest stacks at the table.
Wow, he's actually considering this. This is amazing. I would have high-fived people and called already.
It's taken 30 seconds so far.
Would have had to stop you on your victory lap and tell you didn't win.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just when you think it's your dream card, it's your death card, you know? I mean, it's such a terrible card for Ian. He's burning through those time extensions. But like you said, Tyler, he's really considering this.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
It's his second 30 seconds.
There's no way he gets away from this, right?
He has 8 of those time extensions.
Would be pretty amazing. Look at him. He knows he's beat somehow. That's unbelievable.
How can he think he's beat here?
I don't know. I'm shocked.
So third 30 seconds. And he's stacking up those time chips. This is unreal that he's considering getting away from this.
This is my fourth one if I hit it again.
And yeah, the time's wearing on him. Maybe without the time, maybe he would get away. Fourth time extension. And he's just stacking them up.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
I guess I can't wait 30 minutes to find out before I make a decision. Huh?
5. Incredible.
This is unreal.
I'm like riveted right now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It'd be unbelievable.
I'm just gonna keep using it until my hand's killed. Huh? Another one?
6 time extensions. So I know how long he's waited on this one. 3 minutes. Not going to be in a spot this hard again. Why is he beating himself up? He folded.
Oh my God!
What is that? That is unbelievable.
What an incredible
That is so
fold.
awesome.
Wow.
Joe's sick. Wow. Joe is sick in this
Wait
spot.
till
he sees what he has.
Joe's hand was perfectly camouflaged. How did he figure that out? Tyler, take us through that.
I can't.
I expected Phil Hellmuth to be here in the final two, but Robert has played a very quirky game.
Definitely, he's a dark horse, and you know, he could rattle Phil because he's got this Gallic flair about him.
Always. 750.
750.
It's 750 pounds straight.
Call.
Ten high.
$800. He's betting that Robert has got nothing to do with that flop.
All in. All in.
Robert said all in. Oh my gosh. He said, I'm not playing this game. He's got the same hand.
Okay.
What a player.
King 10, huh?
Well done, Robert.
Yeah. Really bad hand, huh? 10-3 raised me with. I know you're going to raise with nothing. Il do. Wow. Il do. Ah, yes. What do you say?
One pair of threes.
Il do. 3 deuce? Yes.
3 deuce?
I know you raised me with nothing.
Doesn't like it, Phil.
He does not like this at all.
I have ace and 3.
Yeah.
No, do.
He likes to get into other people's minds, not the other way around.
I know you're going to raise every pot, try to run over me. Sorry. That's unlucky. Maybe unlucky there. Call. Ah. Yes. Always. Molin.
Watch Robert. This is amazing. Phil Hellmuth is no piker. Phil Hellmuth, 7 World Series bracelets.
Ma femme. Et ma maman.
Encore une fois.
Phil looks like he would rather be anywhere than at the poker table with this Frenchman.
You said it, Jesse. He doesn't like it one bit. Especially this all-in before the flop, because you can only call. There's no moves left.
Pass.
Huh? Pass. You pass?
Yeah.
Raise with deuce 3, now pass?
No, mais non.
Now you have chips, you want to slow down, right?
Maintenant, je vais...
I go like this, I'll just go like this. That's okay, I play like that. You tappy, tappy, tappy. You tappy, tappy, tappy.
Yes.
Me.
Das fürs Fernsehen.
Okay, danke.
Für die Kinder sehen dann am Nachmittag.
Impossible to hide at the poker table. I mean, these guys are just letting it all hang out.
Psychological warfare at the minute.
Raise. 8.
800.
300 with 8 more. And Phil, in a familiar position, has to make a decision.
I'm all in.
All in, tappy.
Oh, wow. He's moved all in with a queen high. That's a gamble, isn't it?
Yes, he reads the 800 raise as indicative of a weak hand.
Fais tapis?
Tapis. All in.
Il avance les jetons. Oh, ok.
All in.
Non, all in? Ok.
It's all in.
All in.
All in.
Tappy.
Ah, tapis, ok. Tapis. Il y a combien là-bas? C'est quoi ça?
28.
Ça c'est 8, 8.
2800 plus.
Ah, 28 000. Ok.
2800.
Second.
If Robert calls, 75% of the chips will be in the center of the table. And he's got the best hand.
Pass.
Well, Phil actually got away with one there.
Yes, you read the man right. It wasn't a strong hand, and Robert wisely, I suppose, passed. But don't do it again too often, Phil. The Frenchman won't stand for it.
Has he got the upper hand back yet?
No, I think the Frenchman still has the upper hand because he's unknown, whereas Phil's carrying his reputation and it's weighing him down. He doesn't want to be beaten by an unknown Frenchman.
Yeah, Robert with a chip lead now could take Phil out in just one hand.
Call.
Raise. 7,50. Je vais redescendre un peu.
He likes Jack 9, doesn't he?
He likes something. I'll be doggone if I can figure out what it is, but he's raised 750. Yeah, Helmuth is known as one of the best readers in the game, but I have to think he hasn't picked up a tell on Cohen yet.
I don't think he's actually picked up a tell. It's the amount that Robert is using to raise with. He's laid his hand down twice now by raising 800, 750, that sort of amount, and he's only once gone all in before the flop, and that's when he had queens. So what is Phil going to do now? Is he going to move all in, which he'd really like to?
Call.
Call.
Check.
Check. Check.
Both players checked.
Check.
Check.
King high
Check.
in the lead. There's the jack. That made Robert's hand. Oh, and Phil's not going to like this at all.
Oh, no. Not one out again. Gosh darn, king 9.
Jack on the end, only card that could beat Phil, except he's a little mad at himself, isn't he? Because he allowed it to get to that stage.
Yes, he knew his king was ahead, but he just didn't have the bottle to go all in again.
Yikes, I'm showing too much emotion. Nice hand. Boy. How do you say trap in French? I try to trap you. Not only out again.
You can't win, Phil. God is on his side.
Man, that's brutal.
You didn't play it right, Phil. That's why it's brutal.
Those things always come back to haunt you in poker. You have to be 100% on your decisions, don't you?
Yeah, he'll start to crack up now.
Check. Check.
Check.
Check.
Check.
Check.
Check.
Check.
Check.
No bets yet. The pot is very small. He's got the top pair. 800, he says. Oh, that's a deep reach. Robert with the raise. Helmuth trapped himself here.
I think he did. So Robert's either got a flush, there's 3 spades on board, or he's tripped up with the 4s. He's got a 4 in his hand with something else.
Or he's bluffing, and Helmuth has no information to go on because of the way he's played the hand.
And he's moved all in. He's called him.
Okay, wow. Phil's called. Phil Helmuth all in. Pair of kings. He says it's good. Robert to show.
Pair of kings for Phil.
Flush.
Flush.
Flush on the river.
Does he have me covered or what?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's all in.
Thank you. He bet 3,200, right? Does he have me covered or not?
Yes.
I called 3,200.
I can't believe it either. This one is over.
I didn't raise. I'm calling 3,200.
Phil, I asked him before he turned over the cards if he calls, and he said yes. It's
I wasn't.
He calls.
Yes, what?
But let's count it. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I guess, okay. I didn't mean to raise, but I guess I did put the chips in, right? So I guess it counts as a raise. Okay, I meant to call the bet. I would never raise with top pair in this
That's a result. Defending champion Phil Helmuth will see you in the semifinal. Robert Cohen straight through to the final. I'm Jesse May. For Lucy Rocash and myself, until next time, cash me in.